It's Friday at 5 p.m. and you are ready to go for the weekend. Can't wait. There's 2 minutes left in class and your professor tells you and your 40 classmates that he has registered you for volunteer work this Sunday at 8 a.m. and it's mandatory. Everyone has to go. When the time rolls around, he tells you what the assignment is, and that's that you must rake the leaves of an elderly couple's home who can't do it on their own. Sunday morning comes, and at 7:50, the first wave of students comes. They're the blue group. They're the students that downloaded the raking app to figure out exactly the best way to tackle the yard. They want to know each inch and each leaf in each tree in advance so there's no mistake. At 8 a.m., the next group arrives. They're the green group. They want to do a quick session of yoga before they get started, and they also want to talk to the owner of the home to see where they would like the leaves placed. Next, arriving at 8:05 is the red group. They are irate and aggravated that they have to be here at Sunday morning to rake leaves for a family that they do not even know. They demand that everyone takes the rakes and gets started right now. They already made an appointment for 9 o'clock. And then at 8:30, the yellow group arrives. Hey everyone, coffee and donuts. What'd you guys do last night? You all got here on time? I can't even believe it. Do you want to sit down and eat before we get started? These four personalities represent the paradigm of diversity. All 40 students heard the same information from the same source at the same time, yet each person interpreted it a little bit differently than the next. The word diversity is a complicated word, and it actually represents how you view the world through your own lens. For some people, it means race. For some, it means religion. For some, it means ethnicity, economic status, culture, habits, hobbies. The word diversity is layered and complex. So today, I'm here to help you improve your diversity IQ. I never want you to go out in the world without knowing some of the few fundamentals and basics of diversity as it is today in the world. So this behind me is a snapshot of my family. When I grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, I was mixed race, half black and half white. And people would always ask me, well, which parent is which? And I would tell them, well, I have a funny story. My mom and dad, my 4 grandparents, and my 8 great-grandparents are all mixed race. So I made up a term when I was a kid called African American. I am the most African American person you may ever meet in your life. And I was pushed and driven because I never really felt comforted by the kids I went to high school with or the kids around me. I actually used to have a African Hall of Fame when I found out Mariah Carey and Halle Berry, Lenny Kravitz. I used to hang it in my room, and our African hero, Barack Obama, man, he really is on the Mount Rushmore. So what I learned from the term is that, is that people are comforted by commonality, but people grow and learn and strive by diversity. But people, when given the choice, normally hire people that are just like themselves, not people that are opposite from themselves. But we have to look at the word diversity as a growing term, not a term that helps hold us back and keep us back. Today, I'm a chief diversity officer, and I work on Madison Ave at an advertising agency. And what I work with each of our offices, I look at them and say, how can we recreate the cultural diversity of America within our supply chain? How can I recreate the cultural diversity of America within each of our talent hires? So that's what I do on a day-to-day basis, and it only serves me right because I've really been learning diversity since I was a child. So today, 9 steps that you can quickly use and memorize to improve your diversity IQ. These are everyday things that anyone can do on their own. A perfect score will be 9. I know what you're thinking. 9 things is a lot of things to remember, but they're the first 9 letters of the alphabet, A through I. And secondly, if you want to be a genius, you have to have an IQ of 160 plus, so I think you could remember 9 things. So let's get started from the top. A, awareness. Everyone in here needs to be aware that diversity is taking over. It's more topical than ever. 50% of every baby born in America is multicultural. Over 100 million millennials are in the United States of America, and they represent the most diverse generation yet. Be yourself. There is only one you. So you need to express yourself and feel comfortable with all the attributes that you have. If you want to have tatted up sleeves, if you want to wear footy pajamas to work, if you have short hair and don't care, regardless of what you're bringing to the table, you need to have 100% of you. Bring your whole self to work, to your community, and to your school. Next up, check your bias. There's a website online that was created by a professor from Harvard, UVA, and Washington. It's called projectimplicit.com. What you can do is you can go online and they show you 90 different categories that you can start with. And in the privacy of your own home on your computer, you can check your unconscious bias. Some people have biases against accents, skin color, religion connotations. So what you do is they throw a photo on the screen and then they give you 2 words to relate to that photo, and how quickly you hit the button determines if you have an unconscious bias. The good news is that we can change our biases, but we can't do that unless we know what they are in advance. The next thing I want everyone to do is look inside and go online to either 23andme.com or ancestry.com and check your DNA. You can order a DNA kit, take a swab, it's a prepaid envelope, mail it back. You get an email that tells you your family lineage for 50,000 years. It breaks down your maternal side and your paternal side. I found out that I have 694th cousins that have been emailing me, and I'm 2% Neanderthal, so who would have known? Eat out more. I want everyone here to make a commitment to go to a new restaurant in a cultural neighborhood and try new foods. This is a way to get all your senses involved. Taste new spices, listen to the music, talk to the waiter or waitresses in the restaurant to find out new things about the culture. You can go to Korean food, Egyptian food, Ethiopian food, sushi. Make the effort to go 1 extra mile to try new things. F, focus on women issues. While women represent 50% of America's population, globally they're considered some of the most underused resources that we have here on the planet Earth. Fortune 1000 companies, only 10% have a woman CEO, and they don't all have a woman on their board of directors. It's very important that we look around and empower the women and females that are in our area and raise them up and encourage them to lean in. GLAAD matters. GLAAD is an advocacy group that focuses on LGBT issues. The first transgender model was on the cover of Time. Orange is the New Black has really brought the transgender issue to the forefront. Marriage between gay and lesbian couples is now legal in 31 states, but there's still 19 to go. Gay and lesbian issues are civil rights issues, so you need to be in tune with those. H, hidden handicaps. There's 6 billion people in the world, of which 1.3 billion people have hidden handicaps. It's very important that we realize when we talk to someone at face value, they may be facing internal struggles and battles that you cannot see. So be respectful of those around you. That's 1/5 of the population of the world. And lastly, insights and inspiration. That first example I gave when I started was created by a company called Insights. And what they do is they go into your organization, go into your school or community group, and they break down the different personality traits so you can communicate better with the different individuals at work or that are around you most often. Also take the time to inspire people to think outside the box. One of the things that we created at our company was called Diversifacts, where we measured how people consume music, what their favorite cardio was, on and on. But what it did was it opened up people's minds to diversity, not necessarily meaning race, but meaning a much wider and broader definition. Your diversity is your personal currency, and it is your responsibility to spend that in a positive way to help grow America and the resources that we have globally. You can evolve how we look at diversity, but it does start with you, so spend your personal currency wisely. Thank you.